Hi guys, welcome back to Making Food Monday. This month it is finally November, and everybody knows the biggest part of November for us here in the United States is, of course, Thanksgiving. So this week I'm gonna bring you a traditional Thanksgiving side dish, but with a twist. We always called this dish green bean casserole when I was growing up, and I didn't learn until I was actually an adult, you guys, that this is not actually what green bean casserole is, but I still love it. So this can actually be a side dish or a potluck dish or even just a meal on its own. So today we're gonna make what I call green bean casserole. You might know this one as a ham casserole. For today's recipe, we are going to need butter, green beans, crispy onions, Au Gratin Potatoes. I need some evaporated milk, or regular milk will do if that's all you have, and I need a nice thick ham steak that we're gonna cut into little pieces. And that's all we're gonna need for our recipe today, guys. I have not made this recipe in years. We used to have this all the time when Daddy and I first got married because it's one of the few things that I actually knew how to cook, and Daddy loved it. So we had it like once a week for years, and then it was like, ugh, I'm so tired of that, I never want to see it again. So we haven't had it since Jordan was born. I have not made this dish. So I'm kind of excited to have it again. It's been long enough that I'm like, okay, yeah, I want to eat that again. But I've never attempted to make it in a pressure cooker. So this is a first for me. I'm pretty sure that I can make this a pressure cooker recipe fairly easily because it doesn't take much to make this recipe. So the first thing we're gonna do is follow the simple recipe that is on the box, which calls for 2 cups of hot water per box. We need 4 cups of water. 4 cups of water going in. Up next, we need 2 tablespoons of butter per box. So that's gonna make 4 tablespoons of butter. Okay, there goes 1, 2, 3. Whoops, got paper on that one. Give me that. No paper allowed. 4 tablespoons of butter. Up next, we need 1 cup of milk. I like to use evaporated milk because I like how thick and rich it is. If you'd rather use like a 2% or a 1% milk, whatever milk you have, that's fine. 1 cup of milk. That's half a cup per box. Okay guys, now I'm ready to open up these boxes and take out the flavor packets that are inside. I'm just gonna take out both flavor packages here. And these are just some seasoned cheese sort of flavoring that comes in a powder. Just dump both of them right into your liquid. And then of course we're gonna wanna mix that well so that the powder gets dissolved into the liquid. Okay guys, next up we're gonna get our ham steak, about just over a pound of ham steak. And there is a little bit of a bone in here. We're just gonna cut that out because we don't need it. Okay guys, now it's time to take all of our ham, put it right down in our pot. Here's where I'm gonna make a little bit of a change that I have never actually done before. I normally use French cut green beans, but for some reason, my pantry is completely devoid of the French cut variety. So I only have cut green beans. I don't think there's gonna be that much of a difference between the two, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch to the cut green beans just for this one time and see if there really is any difference. Now I'm going to take both of these cans of green beans and drain the liquid off of them. Okay guys, so I'm going to mix that up. If you see all of this white stuff in here, that's the butter that has melted just slightly because I put it in nice hot water, and now it's sort of cooling off, so it's sticking to the sides. So pay no attention to the butter mess here. We're going to go ahead and put our green beans right inside. And now we're ready to add the actual potatoes. Now these are just freeze-dried, hard potatoes. If you've never seen these before, these do have to be reconstituted, which is what all the liquid is for. Let's get these added to the pot as well. There we are. We're gonna make sure that all of our potatoes get down to the bottom of this liquid. And I know it seems kind of backwards to put the potatoes in last, but we do that on purpose to make sure that we can mix all of this together within the pot. And then we just need to make sure that our potatoes get really, really low in there. Make sure that they all get buried with all these yummy flavors. Okay, once we get all of our potatoes down into that liquid as much as possible, I do see that some of them are still sticking up. That's okay, I think those will be all right. The last thing we're gonna do before we seal up our pot is that we're gonna add some of our crispy onions. I'm gonna take about half a cup of my crispy onions and I'm just gonna put them right over the top. Now, these are not going to stay crispy, so we're gonna add more after it's done cooking, but we wanna get that yummy onion, the crispy onion flavor really into the casserole. So I'm just gonna put a little bit on top now and we'll add some more crispy ones when it's finished cooking. And now, guys, we are ready to seal up that pot. We're gonna come down here into our chicken function. We're gonna set that time cook down to 7 minutes. Okay guys, my timer has gone off. It's time to let our pressure out. There we go. Let's see who came to dinner today, guys. Mmm, looks tasty. Okay, now you might notice there's some liquid still on the top. We're gonna stir that up and let it sit for a minute and see if we can get that to thicken. So that's gonna thicken as it cools here. So we're gonna make sure that we stir it up a little bit. And then we're gonna make sure and turn it off so that it will cool instead of being kept warm. And as this cools, it should thicken up just a little bit for us. Okay guys, I left this sitting for about 5 minutes just to show you that it does actually thicken up. So now we are ready to serve. Okay guys, so I've served it up and I've put some of those crispy onions on top, and that's the final product right there. Yum. Okay, I've got it ready and it's plated. Now all we need are do it. Guinea pigs! Here come the guinea pigs. Leave the blanket, guinea pig. I'm sorry. She's still not feeling so good. Sorry, Miss Mia. My sickly pig. What'd you say?
Nothing.
I thought I heard you say something I didn't want to hear you say. Sit your hiney. Who thinks it smells awesome?
What I can smell, it smells like green beans and onions.
Who wants to go first?
What did they not
Dad
eat?
said it first.
Oh, really?
This used to be your very, very favorite thing that I ever made.
I'm
and
really
then
excited.
we quit eating it for years because we ate it way, way, way too much.
So this was the only thing that Mommy knew how to cook back then.
Shh, don't tell him. Shh. One of the very few things I actually knew how to make,
It
and
was so good.
we ate it way,
So
way,
good.
way too often. All right, Dad, let's see if the nostalgia is overwhelming. But see, this is different though because it's in the pressure cooker. So let's see if it turned out.
Is it good?
Memories?
Oh, yum. So much delicious flavor in it. These onion things, the crunchy onions, they make such a huge difference. The texture, it just changes the entire texture. The ham is tender. The green beans are perfect. Yum, yum. I miss this. Thank
You gonna
for
give that
making
some
this.
thumbs?
Oh, yeah.
All
Thank you for
right,
making this.
let's see who wants to go. 1, 2, 3, not it. Well, I got two not it's and a hand raised way up. So I guess Jordan, you're next.
Be careful. It's hot, okay? So be careful. It's hot. Careful.
Oh man.
Is that surprising or is that what you expected?
No, not what I expected. I was expecting it to taste completely like green
Did
beans.
you try green beans?
No, I haven't done.
So take a bite with a green bean in it. Don't just eat a green bean. There you go.
That's even better with the green bean in it.
See? It's good, right? You think green bean casserole and you think, ugh. That's good though,
It
right?
needs a tad bit of salt. Not
Really?
crazy.
That's surprising to me.
Just a tiny bit.
Dad says, yeah, no, that doesn't.
Just a tiny bit.
So, you gonna give that some thumbs? Lots of thumbs? Thanks, man. All right, Miss Malia, you win the jackpot. You get to go next.
I don't want to win the jackpot.
Taste it. I want to know what you think.
I'm not excited.
Open your mouth. Have a big bite. Put it all in. Big bite, big bite. All in. Chew.
Is it good? I don't like the green bean, but...
Just keep on chewing it, baby.
Keep chewing. Chew it all
Let
together.
everything mix together, yeah.
What do you think of the flavors?
The flavors are good, aren't they?
It's not as bad as you thought, is it? Just the idea that it has green
It's
beans
kind
in
of
it.
dry.
That's definitely not dry. It's cheesy and saucy. The idea that it has green beans in it is what's bothering you, right? Not the actual flavor.
I don't really like the onion and the
Okay.
green bean.
Fair enough. How many thumbs are you gonna give me?
Kind of
Not
down.
all the way down because it's not what you expected.
Not
but
all the way sideways, but kind of down.
okay, fair enough. I know you weren't gonna like that. Thanks for trying it, Mia.
Yeah.
Jackson's turn. How bite? Bite it. What do you think? You did it. Oh, do you like it?
Really? Good job.
Do you really like it? All right. Yay, give me a high five. Thanks, man. I did not expect that. Okay, guys, my final thoughts. Yeah, this definitely worked in the pressure cooker. There's no reason why it wouldn't have, but it did. It is very tasty. It is something that Dad has loved for years and years and years, and it's always been one of those things for me that's like, yeah, that's good, I'll eat that. So it's not one of my super favorites, but it definitely brings back memories of when Daddy and I first got married, because like I said, we ate this all the time when we first got married. Very good, pretty cheap, and not so bad for you, aside from the fact that it is processed food because the potatoes are processed. But if you're not that concerned about that, this is an excellent meal. We'll make it again because it's Daddy's favorite, so yes. Oh, that dinner was awesome! Ooh, Phoebe and Nano did, but Mia, not so much.
It was so
She didn't care for it because it had green things in it. I already knew Malia was not going to eat it, but I was really surprised that Baby liked it. Thanks, man.
Something I need to say.
Yes?
More ham, more potatoes. It's good. Just add more ham because I didn't get much ham. And the potatoes were amazing. Add so much more of that.
We'll make this again, okay?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to make this channel strong, share it with your friends. And now, good night, YouTube. See you tomorrow. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe now. Yeah, and thanks for giving this.